Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Mariana's Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Chris Nelson. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. A blaze in California that has already burned forest 10 times the size of Saipan is going to get some help from CNMI firefighters. Also tonight, the public defender has been appointed to represent a local man accused of murdering his brother. And the Democrat nominee for president picks a running mate. In sports, NMI footballers basking in the glow of a hard-fought victory over Guam. Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
I love Mariana's coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Half-a-day golfers. You're invited to the 22nd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, August 24th at Coral Ocean Resort, Saipan. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes. And with the popular Blackjack Double Peoria format, anyone can win. Awards dinner show and raffle at Crown Plaza Resort, Saipan. Register today at Coral Ocean Resort for the 22nd Annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on August 24th.
This burger looked at one slice of melted cheese and said, more cheese. It looked at pickles and said, also onions. It wanted to be more than hot. It wanted to be juicy. This is the Quarter Pounder with cheese. If you thought one napkin for the Quarter Pounder with cheese was enough, it's not enough.
June arrival numbers are in from the Marianas Visitors Authority, and the numbers are down 8% from a year ago and over 50% from pre-pandemic levels, echoing what the Hotel Association indicated in their recent room occupancy report. Numbers from Korea, which comprise 75% of total arrivals, were down 22% from June of 2023. Just about 14,000 Koreans came to the NMI in June. Arrivals from Japan dropped 34% from a year ago. Just 620 Japanese came to Saipan in June, compared to 939 in June of 2023. Chinese arrivals jumped. The new Hong Kong air service brought in close to 2,000 Chinese in the month of June, and in all other markets combined, about 3,000 people arrived, the bulk of those coming from Guam and the U.S. mainland.
The CNMI Democratic delegation will head to Chicago soon for the Democratic National Convention, and they now have a presumptive candidate for vice president. Democrat Kamala Harris, in her race for the presidency of the United States, has chosen Minnesota Governor Tim Walz to be her vice presidential running mate. Mr. Waltz, 60, received a social science degree from a small college in Nebraska. He served 24 years in the Army National Guard, where he met his wife, Gwen. They were both teachers in Minnesota. He taught social studies and coached high school football. Beginning in 2006, Waltz spent 6 terms serving in the U.S. House of Representatives before being elected governor of Minnesota in 2018. As Minnesota Governor, Waltz has enshrined the right for women to choose their own reproductive path, legalized recreational marijuana, expanded the Affordable Care Act, and expanded background checks for firearm purchases. Vice President Harris said she chose Waltz because he has a proven record as a public servant where he fights for middle-class Americans and is a proven political winner, having won elections in Republican districts. And she says he brings a sense of joy and clarity that unites both Democrats and Republicans.
This morning, a send-off for firefighters who are departing for the Golden State of California, their mission to help fight an out-of-control fire.
This is about all of you. And look out for each other.
The men will initially land in Sacramento, California, before heading north of Chico. The fire has so far burned over 400,000 acres.
I want all of you to come back home to this deployment safe and in one piece.
Juan Pua of DFEMS says today that we are sending a combination of 13 firefighters along with civilians, total of 24 in all.
This is an opportunity for them to enhance their training and to gain experience, more experience when they went abroad. And before when we started meeting with the strike team, we always reiterated to them that we have to watch each other's back. That's the most important thing because right now they are in the front line.
It's paramount safety. Their safety is of paramount concern. So we just need to continue to encourage them and inspire them. That is the key element to this assignment. We don't want to send them and something happens. So it's always a concern, but we're doing our part to help state of California in this crisis also.
On those front lines, they will need to cut lines, use chainsaw skills, and dig. Work days are long, 16 hours a day, with 14 days on and then 3 days off before going back online.
Even in the past, every time we send our men, they always were given really high recognition for their skills and their hard work. Really, so I think that's why the state of California and other western states continue to request for, and it also secondarily, it upscale their level of professionalism and firefighting skills.
They're going to be leaving from here, going to Guam and I believe Hawaii. They land in Sacramento, and then they'll be going to Willows, and they're going to be fighting. I think they're fighting the park fire that's happening right now in California. Yes.
Can you give us a little background on this fire?
So from my understanding is the fire, last I checked, was either at 5 or maybe 10% contained at the moment. I know that crews are out there battling it. From what I'm hearing and reading is this is one of the most intense fires that has been in the region of California in the past 10, 15 years, I believe.
Physical training done here to qualify for this program includes a multi-mile timed walk with a 45-pound rucksack. Deployment, again, will be for 60 days. One thing hard to train for locally, though, the elevations they will encounter.
With any region that you're going to, you're gonna have your body climatized. So I know that they're gonna be going to elevations of like 12,000, 15,000 feet. And with Saipan, we're just at sea level. You're talking about actually going on like mountaintops, ridge lines, valleys, spurs, and these guys have to be able to adapt to that terrain, to that rise in elevation. So it's gonna be hard.
Yeah, I just want to thank them for their full support, and I just want everybody to keep the prayer, and have faith on them. because these guys they've been through a lot of training, and we are confident with them.
The public defender has been appointed to represent a local man being held on murder charges. 78-year-old Moses P. Cabrera is currently in custody for the murder of his younger brother, 72-year-old Pedro Pangilinan Cabrera, who was found at Fishing Base on Thursday afternoon. Police got a call, and the deceased was then identified by a responding DPS officer at 5:13 p.m. on Thursday, August 1st. Cabrera was found draped over a rock at Fishing Base with severe facial trauma, distorting the features unrecognizably. A crime scene technician who formerly worked as a correction officer recognized the dragon tattoo on the victim's chest as belonging to a former longtime resident of the corrections facility, Pedro Cabrera. At around 11:30 a.m. on August 2nd, a DPS lieutenant spoke with his brother Moses, who had been brought in as a person of interest. Moses was waiting in a holding cell. The lieutenant acknowledged the loss of his brother, and it was then that DPS said they got some possible details of what happened. So according to an officer's statement, Moses said in Chamorro, Pedro was going to stab me under a tree. At 11:39 p.m. of the same day, the lieutenant, after issuing Miranda rights, took an official statement from Moses, who said that there was a heated argument between three brothers about family land, which led to the aforementioned threats, the violent use of a hammer, and the subsequent dumping of Pedro's body at the southern side of Fishing Base. According to DPS, Moses had no prior record other than minor traffic offenses. The victim, though, a very different story. He was convicted of second-degree murder in 1984 for the killing of a police officer, and in 2000, while on parole, he was charged with kidnapping, rape of a minor, and assault with a dangerous weapon. Moses is now being held for the crimes of second-degree murder, voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault and battery, and assault with a dangerous weapon.
If convicted, would that mean it would be a life sentence for a 78-year-old?
It could be, yes.
Bail has been set at $250,000. Moses was represented at his bail hearing by a court-appointed Chief Public Defense Attorney, Douglas Hartig. He will have a preliminary hearing on August 9, and his arraignment hearing is scheduled for August 19.
At one of Saipan's beaches, this mother lays about 100 eggs under the cover of darkness. She hides her nest as best she can and then slowly makes her way back to the ocean. The eggs hatch and the babies head for the sea, where they will face a daily dose of danger. Just 1 in 1,000 will make it to adulthood. Those that do will one day lay their own eggs. Sea turtles are protected under CNMI law. If you see one that is stranded or if you see illegal activity, call the hotline at 287-8537.
The king is back like prodigal. I gave him time, it's been too long. Politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch him out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm on the headline, the deadline. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind, big time.
Premium office space is available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Features include dedicated parking, fast internet, backup power, good water, and natural light throughout to go along with the very best views on Saipan. So don't settle for space when you can get peace and peace of mind. Call Hermosa Vista today at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
The USS Spruance is here visiting Saipan for a few days of R&R before returning to its mission, serving as bodyguard for the naval aircraft carrier, the USS Abraham Lincoln. We traversed much of the ship, beginning with the ship's forecastle. This is where we had a close-up look at the air-to-surface missile defense systems and where the Tomahawk missiles are stored. We spoke with our designated tour guide.
Ensign Quentin Amaris. I'm a surface warfare officer on board, and essentially we're responsible for driving the ship and fighting the ship in tactical scenarios, and then I lead a division of sailors as well.
What is the mission in the South China Sea right now?
We call it freedom of navigation is what we call it, just supporting the fact that ships can navigate through waters, again, sustained forward presence, and also working with our allies. We actually have an operation with the Italian coming up in a couple weeks. We got to do a replenishment at sea with our German oiler, so keeping our presence on the ocean, and then also working with allies to support freedom of navigation.
We asked if there was any escalation of conflict as of late.
I don't know if I would call it escalating. There's a PRC, the Chinese Navy, is sort of increasing their footprint by claiming ownership of certain islands or high tide elevations, is what they really are. And what that does is kind of limits how many people can operate in those waters. And so we are there to make sure that, again, we can operate where we need to, support commerce on the oceans, and make it free for everybody.
On the USS Spruance, Dan Shore for the KSPN2 News.
Landon Aidlet from the National Weather Service speaks about erosion as saltwater intrudes dry land.
Yeah, regarding the sea levels and the higher tides, definitely the king tides with those astronomical high tides associated with the full moons and the new moons, that's a concern. But when you add on top of it La Nina pattern, typically water levels can rise up to a foot across the western North Pacific with a strong La Nina events.
Coastal flooding becomes more frequent, especially with large swells and wave events. Every event causes more erosions.
Not every damaging storm event has a name to it. So we have to be aware there's no-name weather events that can still cause problems along the islands and along the coastal areas.
A warning hitting close to home as we experience erosion along the coast of Beach Road to Micro Beach.
Continuing with our story on the conference about the impact of martial arts on the CNMI community hosted by Mayor Ramon Camacho. Eric Atelig has returned to martial arts training after some time away. As the vice president of the CNMI Martial Arts Academy, he had the opportunity to travel with the team and experience their many successes.
My name is Eric Atelig, and I've been with Sensei Danny since the 90s, and I stopped. And the reason why I came back was mainly for the mental and physical health, being over in the 50s. But Sensei Danny, I've been with him since the beginning of his dojo, so we have history. And, what I learned from taking self-defense was I learned to fight so I don't have to fight. That's what it's all about, really. It's about strengthening the mind and the body, being in one. But it's not to go out there and try and, use it or show it off. It's for yourself. And, martial arts is something positive, not only karate, but it could be all martial arts. It's a positive thing for everyone.
Athlete and medal winner Jerry Diaz is dedicated to empowering the island youth. He believes that it is an honor and a privilege to represent his home island in international competition.
We have our mission and vision, which is we want to empower our youth. And what Spencer and I did the past couple of years, we, at our age, we feel like we help open the door. And that's why winning that silver at Tokyo, the first thing that I felt was like, okay, what I share with my wife, my daughters, and then our team with Miss Lay and then Miss Norlin and also James with Varieties, we did it. Because a lot of the 25 countries that was there, they didn't bring hardware home. but we're one that brought hardware home. And that's something to be proud of, because it only happens a couple of years, just like micro games. And these are champions of champions that come into this competition to represent their dojo, represent their country.
When asked, the sensei said that his dojo and the entire martial arts community in Saipan needs subsidies for upgrading equipment, mats, gis, and most importantly, travel expenses to help the athletes leave the island to compete and represent the CNMI. His goal is to have more local and international competitions in order to have more opportunities for the martial artist to challenge himself or herself. The sensei, the mayor, and the athletes believe that competition is a great way to learn, to grow, to foster discipline, and create a great sense of personal accomplishment. The mayor, the athletes present, their students, their wives, and supporters all met to celebrate their accomplishments and to let the CNMI know that they are going to continue with their process of growth and graciously invite the entire island to join them. This is Dan Shore for KSPN Sports and News.
Fast, fun, and easy. That's how your home Wi-Fi should be. So start with an internet plan that fits your budget. Introducing your home Wi-Fi starter pack, also known as WISP. Enjoy up to 25 megabits per second for as low as $35 a month, plus a free router with your wireless subscription. That's hours of movies, games, social media, and more endless fun. Get your Wi-Fi starter pack today only at Docomo Pacific. Better together. Additional conditions may apply.
Hafa-day golfers, you're invited to the 22nd annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on Saturday, August 24th at Coral Ocean Resort, Saipan. Cash, cars, and other incredible prizes. And with the popular Blackjack Double Peoria format, anyone can win. Awards dinner show and raffle at Crown Plaza Resort, Saipan. Register today at Coral Ocean Resort for the 22nd annual Hanmi Charity Classic Golf Tournament on August 24th.
I love Mariana's coffee from Joy Cup. I think you would be really happy.
Motivation isn't always easy to come by. Thankfully, there's one place that continues to ignite my willpower. This one place provides me with the knowledge and support I need to grow, so I can continue to become a better version of myself. This is where I discovered my passion, where I achieved successes that made me proud. It's home to where I improved my performance, seeing the opportunity in every challenge. And when doubt creeps inside and I think about giving up, I remember the heroes who've also called this place home. And just like them, I know that every last rep is always a beginning. No matter how hard it gets, nothing can stop me. I will always come back stronger because I'm part of a legacy.
Buenas sports fans.
NMI under 20 men take the Mariana Cup in a battle that went down to the wire over the weekend, with the games tied 1 apiece and the scores for and against both at 2. It was all tied up, and the NMI prevailed in a thrilling shootout under heavy rain.
This has got to be the longest Mariana's Cup match in our history. So congratulations to both teams for having played in heavy rain, playing in super challenging hard field conditions and under extreme pressure with the two exciting and awesome matches.
Vicky Izuka says they hope to have another Mariana's Cup early next year, and then it was time to find out the MVP.
This is awarded to the player with the most outstanding performance throughout the tournament. The most valuable player award goes to Mark Chavez of the Northern Mariana Islands men's national team.
It's a great rivalry developing between the two programs, and this weekend shows how competitive the series has become. Coach Konami Suzuki says it was a tale of two games.
First game was we were able to do what we want to do, but second game it has we had a little bit difficult time, so we were forced to defend, and also we were forced to the Grams were able to play what they want to do. So it was really hard. It was really tough game. But because I trust them, they can do. So they've got this.
This win was like very struggling in the beginning. We conceded a goal in the first 3 minutes, and it means a lot because we first won the first game, and we were up 2-0 in the first game, and as soon in the first half we conceded 2 goals, so it was really struggling for us, and it means a lot because we won in our home field, and we have a lot of pride.
And that concludes our U20 Marianas Football Cup 2024. And on behalf of the Northern Mariana Islands Football Association and the Guam Football Association, thank you all for your support throughout these exciting competitions.
Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass, and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Now here's the weather. Tonight will be partly cloudy with isolated showers, light and variable winds with a 20% chance of rain, lows of about 79 degrees. In contrast, tomorrow will be partly sunny with isolated showers in the afternoon. Highs around 87 with a 40% chance of rain. Thursday night, much like tonight, cloudy with isolated showers and thunderstorms, light winds with lows of 79. The sun sets tonight at 6:44 p.m. and it rises tomorrow at 6:01 a.m. Have a lovely evening, CNMI. This is Dan Shore for KSPN2 News.